Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to this month's Screener newsletter. In this video, we're going to be looking for companies that may be undervalued versus the market and have a bullish sentiment among analysts. So to get that market relativity, essentially trying to find those companies that may be undervalued versus the market, we're going to use the S&P 500's PE ratio to essentially use this value to then screen for companies whose PE ratio is less than this particular level, which is 23.3. Using this information, we can now leverage that in our equity screener by hovering over Tools and clicking on Equity Screener. Once we're in the equity screener, you can see that my current stock universe is all companies traded on a major US exchange. From here, we can then add the metric filter of PE ratio less than 23.3 by clicking on Add a Metric Filter, adding PE ratio to the top field here, changing this drop down to less than 23.3. After we apply this filter, you can see that our equity universe is now down to approximately 1,600 companies or so. And again, these are companies that may be undervalued versus the market. From here, to accomplish our second goal of looking for companies that have a bullish sentiment among analysts, we can use the newly added metric EPS growth estimate for current fiscal year. What this metric is telling us after we apply a simple metric filter here of greater than 5% is that analysts believe that the EPS estimate for the current fiscal year of the company is going to be greater than 5% of the company's last fiscal reported EPS. So essentially, we're showing looking for companies that are expected to grow that EPS by 5%, in other words. And to take this a step further to make sure that this EPS estimate for current fiscal year is on an upward trend, if you will, we can then add a metric filter of the EPS revision 90-day and make sure that this is positive. And to say that in different words again, essentially we're looking to make sure that the current EPS estimate for current fiscal year is greater than what it was 90 days ago. It's saying that analysts have begun to become even more bullish on this company over the last 90 days or so. So after we applied that filter, we're down to about 21 results. And from here, we can apply a metric column, which is going to be price target upside, to then filter the companies by which are most bullish in the eyes of analysts. So to do that, we can click on Add Metric Column and add that price target upside metric as a column. We're just going to use this first column as an example, or first row rather, of AMRC. So essentially this metric is saying that analysts' current price target for this particular company is 16% greater than the security's current price. Knowing that, we can actually filter by this column now to give us a great starting list of the companies that are most bullish in the eyes of analysts. And then we can then choose these companies to take a deeper dive into and look at any other relevant information that is important to your investment process. So with that said, that's going to conclude this month's Screener newsletter. If you happen to have any other questions about any metric filters, any screening, you can definitely contact your support representative by hovering over Support and clicking on Contact Us.